That gun is not gonna work the way you think it will.
And see, you get another checkpoint. It just seems odd that they would place the shotgun in a side area like that. You do all this, and then you have to go all back upstairs. I just think it's very odd that they would... What? Oh. So I'm guessing it's during this time that Jack is able to go downstairs and then steal the dog head. That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense, actually, in the context of normal difficulty, because normal difficulties have the story actually progressed. Yeah, this makes a lot of sense. I mean, I appreciate the game is trying to incentivize me going for the shotgun, because that's what this game is designed for. But I just hate that you have to witness very awkward enemy behavior to actually... Although technically, in the other Resident Evil games, like Resident Evil 4, 5, 6, you'd be witnessing awkward enemy behavior if you didn't have specific weapons. So that's different. So this would be a different type of context, but at least on Madhouse difficulty, the incentive to get the shotgun, you're not having to notice any kind of weird behavior in order to get the shotgun. You're just able to get it. And they give you a repair kit in plain sight, because they want you to have it. Like, they want you to experiment with the weapons on this game, and it makes so much sense. And even great enemy types will have problems like what's displayed with the molded, when you go through that that hallway in that generator room, or that boiler room rather. Great enemy types will have these kind of problems. If this was Resident Evil Village, however, if if the game was forcing you to get the shotgun to deal with lichens in claustrophobic areas, the context would be very different, because lichens work very shit regardless of whether you have the shotgun or not. And they remove animations, and the game doesn't... like, the game doesn't try hard enough to really convince you to go for the shotgun or like any other weapons in ways that actually feel like they're for good reasons. I mean, this one, the incentive to go for the shotgun to deal with that number of molded in that generator room, all because their AI completely messes with each other, and it's poor designs, and they don't interact with the geometry very well. I mean, I get what they're trying to do there, but you shouldn't use poor designs to justify the shotgun like this. I mean, they're great enemy types as well, but they're great enemy types used incorrectly in order to get you to use the shotgun. That's the difference there. They're using great enemy types in an incorrect scenario to force you to get the shotgun. So it's 50-50 on whether that's good or bad design. Whereas if it was lichens, on the other hand, or Moriekas, using the systems that Resident Evil Village of Shadows difficulty favors, they're using bad enemy types in a very bad scenario to justify going for certain weapons. So the context is very different in that Resident Evil Village is a shit game for relying upon such incentive like that, using poor designs to justify incentive. It's very poor incentive, but this game is very different. I mean, it's just in that one scenario, which is definitely something I'm glad they changed on Madhouse difficulty. The enemy types were used incorrectly. They placed too many of them inside that boiler room, and they just mess with each other. They do all these very weird behaviors, and it makes it very hard to shoot them, and then there's issues with the counter animation. But that's really only the case with normal difficulty. And it's all done that way to get you to use the shotgun, and they want you to go for the shotgun because of the checkpoints that they give you. It's a very different kind of context, and it's hard for me to, like, shit on that with this game. because it's 50-50 on whether it's good designs or not.